My name is Brent Huff, and I play Smitty on The Rookie, and I'm kicking back today with my Drunk with Buds friends, or buds.
Yeah, drinking just because. Let's get drunk with buds again. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Let's get drunk with buds again. Yeah, we're drinking just because. Let's get drunk with buds again.
Welcome, everybody, to Drunk with Buds, a show about trying new beers with some friends and having discussions you would normally have at a bar. As always, we get our beer information from the Untapped app. That's
UNTAPPD.
You can now follow the show on there at Drunk with Buds.
I got Two Tones with me today. I got myself. What's up, Two Tones?
What's going on? It's good to be back. Sorry I'm not in person this time.
It's all right. This is still a great way to start the new year, the new season of Drunk with Buds, bringing back one of our past favorite guests, the acting and directing extraordinaire Brent Huff. You can find him on ABC's The Rookie with their new season starting on January 7th. Welcome back, and thank you, Brent.
Hey, it's good to be here, hanging out with you guys.
How's everyone hanging today on this brand new year?
It's getting close. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got any New Year's resolutions?
Yes, to watch more of The Rookie.
There you go. That's my resolution too. That's a good resolution to have.
I think I'm going to go to the gym. I want to go back to the gym.
Well, that's a boring one.
Yeah, it's always fun to go back to the gym on January 2nd. You see everybody that you've seen, people you've never seen before, all in brand new workout gear. And then by January 10th, they're gone.
Yeah, that would be me.
Yeah.
So let's get right into our first drink. Normally we have beers or ciders and things like that, but every now and then something comes in, replaces and kicks its ass. And today, let's see if it does. We got Breckenridge Bourbon Whiskey by Breckenridge Distillery out of Breckenridge, Colorado. Breckenridge Distillery is the world's highest distillery, they claim. It's founded in 2008 and most widely known for their blended bourbon whiskey with a high rye mash, American style. Our Breckenridge bourbon is one of the most highly awarded craft bourbons in the United States. Recently, they have opened a port cast finish and was named the world's best finished bourbon at the 2024 World Whiskeys Awards, joining Breckenridge's High Proof, which is the one we're drinking now, named for the best blended whiskey. And Breckenridge Gin was named the best compound gin at the Gin Awards by Gin Magazine. Philosophically, they claim that quality is the only thing that matters. If you want to have quality in whiskey, there's so much heritage that you just can't ignore. This whiskey here and its tasting notes is a gripping 105 proof. You get a chance to experience what our distillers taste as they blend a wild ride through a rich, dark caramel and toasted almonds, burnt baker's chocolate, and a dried orange peel with a lingering fresh finish of vanilla and spice. A masterful combination of mouthful of flavors furnish this bourbon whiskey into a deep burnt orange hue. If you want to enhance your experience, slowly try adding water. All right, everybody, let's try this straight first and see what we think. I can smell that alcohol.
Yeah, that's good. It's real smooth, in my opinion.
Ooh. Yes.
I went ahead and I put it into a glass with ice in it already, so I wasn't going to add any water. I figured the ice would melt.
Yeah, it's got a nice mouthfeel to it, and then it has that little kick that all whiskeys have, and then like a flare that goes right up into your nostril. So it's interesting.
I think it's still in my nostrils.
I do get.
I'm not a whiskey drinker, so this is sort of I'm not used to this. So Yeah, it does taste pretty smooth, though. Not that I know much about whiskeys, but
And this is a learning experience for everyone here, for all walks of life of alcohol. We just say what we taste and what we feel, and the people listening at home can decide for themselves if they're more like a Brent Huff on their whiskey tasting or more like a Two Tones. I do get a little bit of the sweet caramel that they were talking about at the end, just kind of lingering on my tongue after it's been swallowed. Does anyone get any other kind of notes?
Not at the moment. Like Brent said, I'm not much of a whiskey. If I do any type of whiskey, it's usually just like a Jameson with some ginger ale. I'm not a whiskey extraordinaire, but I do like it. It is smoother than I was expecting from whiskeys, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I do get that spicy too.
Kind of makes your whole body feel warm, doesn't it?
Yeah. Keep you.
Yeah. So.
All right, now let's move on and see. Go for it.
I got a question for you. Do you guys say whiskey or whiskey? Like,
it depends on how much I've had.
Yeah, it's whiskey. Yeah, it's. I used to do the voiceovers for Jack Daniels, and because I'm from Missouri, and I'd say whiskey. That's what we always say, whiskey, and they go, no, it's whiskey, like whiskey. Don't say the whisk.
I think I would say like the whisk that you find in your kitchen, and then key. So whiskey, I guess, is what I would say.
Oh yeah, I think
whiskey.
Yeah.
I think I said whiskey. I think now is a weird word. One of those words that you say it enough now sounds weird. Whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey. Yeah. Anyway, I had to redo it a bunch of times, but it's whiskey according to those guys.
And they're the experts.
Yeah.
Is it bourbon or bourbon?
Okay, now you're.
There you go. I think it's
All right, so let's see how it mixes. Two Tones and I have our version of a whiskey sour. We tried our best to get the mixing right, and Mr. Huff here has whiskey and Coke, I believe. So let's see how it mixes.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's definitely good. Maybe added a little too much lemon in it.
Mine's perfect. I think.
Yeah, mine tastes really good too.
I think it does mix quite well. It's the vanilla note comes out a little bit more with the lemon juice and the simple syrup. So it's making it sweet, but then you have that whiskey taste that comes over at the end saying, okay, let's just tart this up and give it a little bit of spice and a little bit like that lung sticker. It's like sticky on your lungs and your esophagus going down.
Yeah. If I put this simple syrup with the Coke, would that be way too sweet?
That's up to you. Simple syrup is just sugar kind of boiled down into a syrup. So if you like it,
I'm going to try it. I've never tried this before.
All right.
You know, when you told me to get syrup, I didn't know if you meant like Aunt Jemima or what. I had no clue.
I'm glad I sent you that photo. I think I sent you a photo.
Yeah. I went to the store and showed them the photo. They go, okay. So, yeah. So I'm glad I don't have Aunt Jemima.
I'm kind of disappointed that you don't.
Yes.
Let's see how.
Oh, that's the perfect blend right there.
Ooh.
Coke, simple. Yeah. For me. You guys would probably hate it.
No, I bet I love it. I like something nice and sweet too.
Yeah, it's sweet for sure.
All right, so we're going to be sipping and drinking on these while we're moving into our first segment, which is called Pub Talk. We're going to catch up and talk about, well, guess what? Brent.
Oh, nice. I love that subject.
Here we go. Welcome to Pub Talk. We're talking about Brent Huff from ABC's The Rookie. Season 7 is dropping January 7th. Brent, tell us about the season. I know you probably have NDAs and things you can't talk about, but there's got to be stuff you can talk about. Like, are you?
I can't. Well, they've mentioned this, so I can talk about this. We got 2 new rookies coming on board.
Oh,
So so that's a good thing, and both of them are really terrific actors, young guys. I've got to work with both of them, and it's going to be exciting to get some new faces in there, and these guys deliver the goods.
it only makes sense, right? Because the show's called The Rookie. You got to keep bringing in more rookies, right?
You got to keep rookies in, yes. So it's Derek Augustine and Patrick Kelleher.
Ooh.
So I want to give their names a shout out, but I think the fans of the show will really like these 2 additions.
There's a lot of you can't give a lot of plot spoilers, which we totally understand. But like, are we going to see more of Mr. Smitty himself? #VanLife.
Well, you'll definitely see some Mr. Smitty, and I know there's at least one episode where you sort of see a different side of Officer Smitty.
Oh.
So that's basically all I can say. So. It's going to be a fun season. It's going to be the writers have come up with some really good storylines, and I think the fans will like season 7.
I've noticed lately that they've been doing a lot of TikToking for the show. They even got you out there dancing some moves.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. So one of the new rookies, Derek. He wanted to do a TikTok video, and everybody's on the show is sort of on TikTok now. I don't know if it started with, I think maybe Eric, because he's really active on it, and then everybody kind of got into it. Now it's sort of a fun thing to post. But anyway, Derek said, let's do a dance video. And so we had a scene to do before we were going to do this, and we're at the set. And so we had a scene to do first. And I see this guy who's one of the prisoners, and he's like dancing. And this guy's like really good. I go talk to him. He's a professional break dancer. He's really good. And, so Derek says, let's do a dance video. I said, we ought to use this guy too. So he was like telling us these moves to do as we break him out of the jail. And I was trying to get the moves down rather than just be natural. And so Derek posted this on TikTok. And it's at this point, it's got over 16 million views. And here's some of the comments are, looks like Smitty's counting in his head. Smitty's trying so hard. Smitty's like, doesn't know where he's at. It was not very good. And right in the middle of it, I had a basketball knee injury a few years back. And so my knee buckles which I didn't mean for it to do. It wasn't a planned thing. But I'm really terrible in the video. So, but it got a lot of views. And so now they had me do a second dance video. So that could be where my career is heading, towards dance.
Speaking of dance, one of your co-stars in the show, Jenna Dewan, is known for Step Up and Take the Lead. Did she give you any pointers, or did she just like intimidate you into like, I'm just going to stick to my like 3 moves?
You want to hear something crazy? I've never met Jenna.
Never.
I've never worked on the same day. And I told the makeup team the other day about that, and I said, I've never met Jenna. They go, you got to be kidding. And so our schedules are just different. She's the only one in the cast that I've never met. I've heard, very nice things about her. But yeah, and I know about her dancing. And also, did you know Makia Cox is a dancer?
Oh,
and you can see her on
well.
Michael Jackson. Yeah, so I'm stuck with some. I'm stuck. I'm lucky enough to be with some really good dancers. I'm not one of them, but there you go.
Now, Tones, I know you don't watch too much of The Rookie. I know you know about it and things like that. And I want to ask you, Brent, a question about a couple past seasons ago, like during the COVID time. I don't know of how much you're privy to it, but I really liked the choice the show made to do like the footage from the body cams or like the dashboards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it complied with your COVID rules at the time, but still gave you that police feeling. What did you think about that on your end, on the acting end of that?
It was a really tough time for the whole industry to try to deal with COVID. We would be in these pods, it's sort of these plastic things where we sit in and zip ourselves in between takes, and then everybody on the set would be wearing masks. And we would wear a mask until the very last second. That's before they said action. And as soon as they said cut, we put the mask back on. It was like, very different that time. But then they started using the body cams, and then that's, I think, is what I heard Alexi say, that sort of spawned the documentary episodes
Mm-hmm.
where they talk to the cat, so because that way it was easier to sort of not be around the other actors. So I thought they did a good job of that. I know it's, I mean, they did the best they could, but that was sort of the biggest thing.
It was just fun. At first I was questioning it as a fan of the show, and then the more we got of it, and they didn't shy away from it. Even after COVID, they still would keep that in the show, and I just come to expect it now, because it just gives you more, like, it helps the suspension of disbelief that you're watching a dramatized comedy show, a police procedural.
Right. I did one of those documentary segments in The Rookie Feds too, when I revealed that I am directing, producing, and acting in my own reality show called Smitty Streets, which is so I shot it, directed it, wrote it, and of course it's terrible. Rookie Smitty is the finest.
Now we're going to transition to other media talking about you, Brent. Collider did in November released a little article about how great Quigley Schmitty is.
Yeah, that was really a nice thing. I didn't see that coming, but really flattering article. So I loved it, and I posted something and I tagged the writer, and he got back to me, and said that it was a pleasure writing it. So I'm thankful for that article.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I also saw you in something that was ranking like TV characters that have something off or different about them that make the show better, and they listed your character for that as well. And I totally agree. Like your character grows on people. Your character's lazy, but when the chips are down, Schmitty comes through.
There you go. Yeah. It's like, well, I think the fun thing about playing Smitty is he's okay making mistakes, and we all make mistakes in life. And so I've seen people, I've read where people commented on it. It makes me not feel so bad about myself. And when Smitty makes a mistake, it just sort of rolls off his back, and he's on to the next. And he doesn't give an F. He does, so it just, I read another review or whatever, it said that it looks like Smitty just showed up on the set, and he may or may not have read the script and just starts talking. So that's pretty funny.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next part. You mentioned us wanting to talk about this, Tones. What do we got for him?
The new directed, it came out in 2001, Creating Giants. So what prompted you to take this venture? Like, what spoke to this about it that drew you in?
Well, it was really interesting. I was in New York at Doc NYC, which is the biggest documentary film festival in the world, and I was screening the Jackie Stiles story, which I think I've told you about. And it's about this female basketball player who was like basically the Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark. Mm-hmm. And she broke all these records, and it's a fascinating story. So when I was back there in New York, two producers from Boston who went to Harvard approached me, and they said that there is a professor at the Harvard Kennedy School. And the Kennedy School is their school of politics. And his name is Steve Jardine, Professor Steve Jardine. And like 3 years ago, he was Professor of the Year. All the students loved him. And you bid points in Harvard to get into his classes. And at one day, the dean of the school, Harvard Kennedy School, came and said that your services are no longer needed. And he was not given a reason that he was fired, and he was let go. And the students were very upset, and they held a rally. And to this day, Steve Jardine still doesn't know why he was fired. So they got us entree into Harvard, and we were sort of stealth, and we snuck in some of the classes and filmed Jardine's classes and talked to some of the students. And it's a real mystery, a Harvard mystery, why he was fired. And so I'm just wrapping that. It's a short documentary, but I'm just wrapping it up now. But it is fascinating that this kind of stuff can happen at Harvard. And I learned stuff about Harvard that I had no idea about before, like They have $40 billion in endowments, but they still charge their students a ton to go to school there. You'd think, since it's the best and the brightest, that they would maybe give them all scholarships if they have that much money in endowments.
Yeah. So okay, so you said you're wrapping it up, so it's not out yet then.
No, I'm doing actually the color correction on it right now.
Okay.
But I lost pictures.
I was trying to look for it, and I was like, I can't find out where to watch it. So that explains why I can't find it.
It's hopefully next year we're going to do the whole film festival circuit, and let's see how it goes there. And it's just we just want this story to get out. And I mean, there's other people who have been fired without reason, but with Harvard and all the students, and I got to go to interview people like Mark Warner, who was one of his students at the Capitol Building, New York, Senator Mark Warner, Maryland. And it was interesting. Everybody was just sort of shocked. I interviewed people at the Washington Post. Sort of mind-boggling.
Yeah, that is really intriguing, and I do want to watch that. Like, especially like just such a prestigious school to have so much secrecy, I guess, about.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But I was amazed how easy it was for me to sneak in there, and because I have a whole camera crew with me, and nobody said anything, but it's I'm blending in with the students at Harvard, although they were probably looking over and this guy doesn't look as smart as that.
Or maybe they just saw you and were like, that guy's a cop. I'm not going to mess with him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. It was like, I don't think two of them were drama majors.
So you're going to go on the circuit next year, all the different film festivals and stuff like that, and hopefully you can get picked up by a service or something, so it can be mass seen and things like that.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be great. One of the producers, he said, the only thing I want out of this is an Academy Award. I'm like, oh, that should be no problem.
Yeah. With you behind the lens and taking the directions, it's destined.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
You're not creating giants. You already are a giant.
There you go. That's what that was the subtext, but they decided not to use that for some reason.
So we're going to move on to something a little bit more closer to all of our hearts here. Sports, when we're talking about college, Harvard, the NCAA College Football Playoff is first round has already happened, and it went pretty chalk. All the people who were supposed to win won, and they're moving on. And then January 1st is just happened, but we're recording this before that. So let's see what we can get our predictions in. We know, Tones and I are huge Notre Dame Irish fans, and we're from Indiana. And you said you're from Missouri. Are you a Mizzou fan, of course, right? I mean, you went.
Yes.
They're not in it, unfortunately. Maybe next year.
No. We were at one point early in the year, we were number 9. And I'm like, oh, this could be good. And then we went on a nationally televised game at Texas A&M where there's like 110,000 people on national television. And we just laid an egg. It was embarrassing. And then we laid another national game against Alabama. We looked bad, but there you go. We're still holding out last year at the Cotton Bowl, beating Ohio State, even though they didn't play any of their best players.
Hey, win's a win in the ball game. You beat Ohio State.
Come on.
I don't know the last time Notre Dame has beaten Ohio State, so there you go. You got something better than us.
Right.
So,
yeah, let them all sit out a bowl game and you have a shot. So Mizzou's playing Iowa in, forgot the Music City Bowl or whatever in Nashville. I think that's tomorrow. I know this is broadcast. The game will be over by the time it hits the air. But,
well, who do you got?
Yeah,
who do you got? Make your prediction.
I predict. I don't know what the spread is, but I'm going to predict Missouri on that, just because my friends will kill me if I don't.
Well, I'll take Mizzou as well. I'll take Mizzou.
Yeah, Missouri -2.5. But
we're favored. Oh, good.
Yeah. You are. Missouri is currently 19th. Iowa is unranked. Iowa usually has a pretty good defense, so I think it will be a low-scoring game. But I did like seeing Missouri up there earlier in this year, and So I do give Missouri. I'm saying Missouri probably by at least, we'll say 10.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
I like that a lot too.
Well, one of my agents is a big Iowa Hawkeye fan, so I have to talk to him. And then, Iowa's known as like tight end U. They got a lot of great tight ends come out of there. So we'll see.
Well, what Iowa's famous for football-wise is just good defense and we'll score eventually. Their offense is we'll score sometime.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They do have Iowa. They do have that tradition where they isn't that Iowa? They wave to the children's hospital that looks over the field. That's pretty cool. I think
And you know what else was cool about Iowa is like when Caitlin Clark, her senior year there, they like sold out the football stadium for a girls' basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
They put that was pretty cool.
I remember seeing that too. Yeah, that's wild. Man. She has definitely changed the females back.
Well, like if Jackie Stiles would have had the NIL when she played, she'd have made a fortune. But
yeah, and just if media and social media was what it is, what it was or what it is now, if it was then it definitely would have been all over the headlines.
Yeah. So most people don't know who Jackie Stiles is anymore, unfortunately. But Caitlin Clark changed the game.
Well, they can look for your documentary.
Yes, the Jackie Stiles story. Watch it on Amazon.
It's really good. I've seen it. It's pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
So let's look at the Oregon, Ohio State. Who do we everyone's got on this one?
I like Oregon.
Yeah, they've been the best team all year. I mean, I think their closest win was like a last-minute field goal against Boise State, who is in the playoffs too. But,
I mean, they squeaked down a win over Ohio State at.
And that one too. Yeah, sorry, I forgot that. That was one.
I think they're overrated. They are the best team. I think they are overrated, but Ryan Day and Ohio State can't win the big ones, it seems. So I think he's just gonna. Something's gonna go wrong again. That's why they lost to Oregon. They thought the quarterback thought they had more time on it, and they didn't call timeout or whatever like that in the last seconds. Stuff like that to get another playoff. I'm going to go Oregon too, but I think it's not going to be because of Oregon. I think Ohio State's going to make stupid mistakes.
Shoot themselves in the foot. Yeah. Okay.
Then we got Texas at ASU, the Cinderella team who was supposed to pick last in their conference and wins it and wins a bye. Versus the Matthew McConaughey. All right. The Texas Longhorns.
Right, you got to go hook 'em horns, baby.
Oh, we got to hook 'em horns. What about you, Two-Tone?
Yeah, I think Texas has it. No offense to Arizona State, and they had obviously a fantastic year, but I just don't see Texas is the only people who can beat Texas apparently is Georgia. So I feel like Texas is going to make a solid run this year.
Who's going to start quarterback for Texas?
I think it's going to be Ewers. I think, but everyone's still asking for Mr. Peyton, Mr. Manning, not Peyton.
I mean, it just really depends. If Ewers wants to, I feel like since it's the new 12-team playoff, he might play just to be in it. But if it wasn't for that, I don't think he would play. Like if he's going pro next year, then there's no point to risk your career for this. But they're also making now with the NIL, they do make money. So even if football doesn't pan out, he still has money. I'm sure more money than us put together or whatever. So
if you guys were going to be a first round or second round draft pick, would you play in a bowl game?
I'm showing my age here because I come from a time where you honored your contract for going to school. So I would.
Mm-hmm. I think I would.
I would too.
Yeah, just like Bruce said, like I played with you guys for 3 or 4 years. We battled all year for this, for this opportunity to be here. As a man, I can't say, nope, okay, I'm done. Yeah. I'm focusing, like it's a whole team sport. And then at the very last game, you focus on yourself. So as me personally, I could not do that.
That's why I like you guys. You got character and integrity.
All right. I'm taking Texas too, and I think they're going to win by 17 or more on that one. I think it's going to be a blowout. We're going to roll over to the Nittany Lions of Penn State versus Boise State. Boise State's coach has been on record of the last couple of days complaining about how 13 of his players that are currently on the team have been talked to about, please come to the portal, please come to the portal. And he's like, we're trying to focus on right now. And it's just tough. Stop talking to them. So when we got the Nittany Lions at when Boise State, who do we got?
I'm going to go ahead and say Penn State in a close one. I think that Gentry, the Boise State running back, is going to have a chip on his shoulder from not winning the Heisman. But I've watched the last couple of Penn State games, and they seem almost like an Oregon. Like, they're really a complete team. The quarterback's good. They have a killer tight end. The running back is solid. I think Penn State will also be tough to deal with this year.
I agree. Yep.
Well, I'm going to go the opposite direction. Penn State's famous for the last 10 plus years of not winning anything that's big. They're not in Happy Valley anymore. They're at a neutral location. I think Boise State's got a chip on their shoulder. They're going to say, "Hey, we're not allowing this shit to happen. We're gonna," and I think they're going to win by 10. I think Penn State is not going to be close. I think Boise.
Add to what you were saying.
I think Boise State's going to get out early.
Sorry.
What did you say, buddy?
I want to say, to add to what you were saying, Boise State, since that Oklahoma game, they are the giant killers, what they call them. So when they ran that Statue of Liberty play.
Yeah. I just feel that go ahead, Brent.
I've got a interesting Boise State story. My father-in-law played football. He played quarterback, and he played in the NFL too. He played for Cleveland. He played for the Vikings. He was the backup quarterback, but he was the quarterback. It used to be called Texas Western, and now it's UTEP.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, they put him in the Hall of Fame at UTEP last year, like the first game of the season. And I went there with my wife, and I go, "Oh my God, they're playing Boise State. It's going to be a blow. I mean, they're going to get killed." Mm-hmm. Anyway, UTEP beat them last year, and they fired the coach the next day. They
fired their coach.
Yeah, is he last year or the year before? I think it was last. It could have been the year before. But they fired their coach. Maybe this new coach is the one that just took over. But yeah, they don't like to lose at Boise State.
No, they do not.
No, they literally. It was like the first game of the season. They fired him. Like he wasn't even back in the airplane yet.
I always thought
that's a tough ride home.
I always thought
that is shocking. Yeah.
I always thought the bowl game that's hosted at Boise State should be called the Tidy Bowl game, and it should be like the 119 and 118 team gets a bowl. Like the loser of that has to go down to 2A or something like that. Just the relegation bowl. That would be always funny.
The Tidy Bowl game, is that because their turf is
the blue turf? That's right. Let's put the two worst teams.
Who is it that has the red turf? Eastern Washington or someplace like?
Is it Eastern Washington?
Red State, I think.
Or is it Fresno State?
Washington State?
Washington State, maybe? The Pullman, Washington?
It's one of those.
That was a smaller school.
You think it's a smaller school?
But Fresno State has it too?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of teams that I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't know. I thought it was Eastern Washington.
It might be. It might be. So let's get to the money game of the year here. We got Notre Dame playing Georgia and New Orleans at the Sugar Bowl. Who do we got?
Gomers. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
That's right. Notre Dame. I think they're going to win by 10. I think they're going to put pressure on the quarterback. I think they're going to shut down this non-existent. They're just going to run it on Notre Dame. But Georgia's run team has not been great this year. It's just been average. And their defense has just been letting anyone just run right over them. I think as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, I think we're going to win by 10. And I think it's going to be a quote-unquote another boring game. People were saying the Notre Dame IU game was boring. It was boring because the Irish were being smart. Once they get up 2 scores, they're like, I'm not opening up the playbook. We don't need to. We don't need to show anything extra. Right. I was agreeing. My dad was ranting and raving. They should throw it downfield. I'm like, no, they should not. Let's not hurt anyone.
You're up. Do not show any more of your. Don't do any trick plays. Don't do any fancy plays. You have we're up 17-3 at halftime. Like, just run the ball. You don't bring the hiccups out when you need it. Don't do anything to give Georgia an advantage.
Agreed. Smart. Yep.
All right, so that was going to end our pub talk here. Hopefully our picks are right when this drops, and we can look like we're aces at picking things.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely aces at telling our thoughts and final thoughts on this whiskey. We rank things from 0 to 5 by quarters. Brent, just a reminder, I want you to give me 2 scores here. Give me the straight up score and give me your mixed drink score, and they can be different. And give us your final thoughts of what you felt about Breckenridge Bourbon's Whiskey's High Proof 105.
So I can only give you 2 scores? I can't give you 3.
I mean, if you want to give me 3, go for it. I don't know what the third one's going to be about.
I was going to say straight up a 5 with or a 3, with Coke a 4, and Coke with a syrup of 5.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Nice. So he really liked it.
But I'm not a whiskey drinker, but it tasted pretty good. I could drink this.
Nice. Two Tones, what about you?
Just it by itself, it's smooth. I don't even drink Jameson by itself. So this is if I have to just set a bar, I'm gonna say 4.75.
Whoa.
I don't know enough about whiskey to give it a 5. And I don't think I drink enough whiskey to want to drink this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely one of the better whiskeys I've had by itself. I'm not a huge lemons kind of sour guy, mixed drink whiskey wise like that. I'm super simple, so I feel like I probably should have I should have got some ginger ale and just did it that way, how I normally have it. But with the whiskey sour, I'll give it a 3. It was good. It's still, like I said, I'm not a mixologist, so I'm not sure if I have all of the parts correct in here. But it is a little bit sour, so I mean, whiskey sour. It's sweet and it's very drinkable.
I'm very close. Straight up, I'm going to give this a 4.25. I really liked it. It was very smooth. I got the notes, but not all the notes they were talking about. I got them more when it was mixed in as the whiskey sour. I think the acidity brought out more of those notes and made them more prevalent. I did like it mixed. From what Brent tells me on the soda mark, it sounds like I would like it even that way as well. So mixing wise, I'm going to give this a small bump to a 4.75. I think it mixed quite well, and I'm very happy to try this for the very first time, and I recommend it thoroughly. That is a great score. And then, guys, if they were offering this in a bar, and you were thinking whiskey, would you choose this whiskey, or would you ignore it?
If I had to drink whiskey, I would definitely use. Yeah, I would drink this for sure.
Perfect. I think I agree. 2 Tones. 2 Tones.
Yeah, this would be a choice up there for sure. And I do want to thank Breckenridge for what they've done, and sending it and having the ability to drink this.
Yeah.
So we're going to move into our first sponsor and then take a small break. Here it is, Hop Station. Check them out.
Looking for a cool craft beer bar? Hop Station Craft Bar has over 30 rotating taps and hundreds of bottles and cans to enjoy. They also do can purchases for carryout. Not a fan of beer? Well, you're in luck because they have a unique cocktail menu as well. So come enjoy the arcade games, dart boards, and the pool table. Oh, did we forget to mention the food? Whether you want street tacos or delicious pizza, you can't go wrong. With the outdoor patio, it won't be hard for you to find the perfect spot to relax. So head down to Hop Station, the #1 craft beer bar in Indiana. You'll find them on 318 Union Street, Mishawaka, Indiana.
Welcome back. I'm here with 2 Tones and Brent Huff, the Schmitty hashtag van life. I don't know, you guys know, but I got pulled over by, not like literally pulled over, but I got pulled aside in a comic book shop by a county cop who was overhearing me talk about how Mr. Brent Huff was going to be on our show. And then he made me, in a way, just ask the question, can I record something for him? And I sent it to Mr. Huff, but a county cop said he wanted to say hashtag van life, Smitty rules. What did you think of that little video of the local county cops loving your character?
I thought it was hilarious. I didn't know it was real at first. He looked so young. I thought he was like dressed up as a cop, but he was the real thing, huh?
Yeah, he was a real thing. He was a real thing. And speaking of real things, real dad just walked in. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back, Dad. Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. My back hurts.
I love you. I love you, Hoder.
I love you.
All right, let's move in.
Sorry.
Let's move into our first beer. Two Tones, what we drinking?
We are drinking Spacious Skies by Family Business Beer Company. It's owner Jensen Eccles. Sorry.
Oh, there you go.
Eccles. Sorry, I've had a lot of whiskey already. It's a Pilsner. It's 4% ABV. It has 323 check-ins for an average score of 3.63. Style Guide says it's formulated for maximum drinkability. The Pilsner uses the finest German malts and sapphire hops with a touch of rice to create the perfect porch crusher. Floral notes of citrus, lemongrass, balance the faintest malt sweetness, 110 calories, and a 12-ounce can. The stout, it says light-bodied, bread, crushable, wheat, and thin. So I already heard Honer say, "Oh my god!"
I know.
It's really good.
This is really good. This is what I feel like a craft Michelob Ultra should taste like. Like it's.
Oh my god!
It's
so refreshing.
Premium but domestic. Like right. It's your everyday beer. It's perfect for fishing. Perfect for the beach. Perfect for being on the boat. Lawnmower beer. This is what. Yes, you could crush a case of these bad boys.
Yeah, it's perfect for being under spacious skies, doing activities.
Brent, what are you thinking?
It's a Texas beer. I watched Landman while drinking this. It was an actor created this, so I'm all in 100%. It's really good. Very smooth.
This is like, it's light, but it doesn't taste like watery like some beers kind of do. You feel like there's no flavor to the beer like a Michelob. Like that's my domestic go-to, but it's kind of watery. This is flavor, but it's not heavy, and it's super clear.
I think the addition of those hops actually really help. I feel like it's giving it a little bit of body, even though it's still light body and easy to drink. It's got like a creaminess to it in the beginning on the mouthfeel, and then you just get that slight wheaty tartness, but it's not like beating your head with the wheat, it's just letting you know that it's a standard wheat Pilsner,
light, crispy. You could definitely taste that rice in it. I really like this one. And I actually haven't had a beer since Thanksgiving. So this is my very first beer since Thanksgiving.
Well, it's a good beer for you.
It is a really good beer to come back to.
I also forgot to mention it's a nano brewery out of Dripping Springs, Texas. So.
Well, you should have mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you should have. Dripping Springs.
What did you say?
Where's Dripping Springs?
Texas.
My pants.
Whoa.
A little bit of A, a little bit of
B.
Hey-o. All right, let's move into our second segment. It's time to reach up on high and get those premium bottles. Time for Top Shelf. Top Shelf.
Top shelf, baby.
Top Shelf.
Top shelf, baby.
Welcome to Top Shelf. We're going to rank our top 3 of a couple, maybe one, maybe 2 things. The first one on here is just for Mr. Brent Huff. He currently plays a character on TV that is a police officer of the LAPD. We're going to rank our top 3 TV or movies about police. Our guest should go first. What is your number 3? We'll go around 3, 2, 1, each person in our big circle. Brent.
Okay, number 3, because I thought I'd put a little comedy in there since Smitty's kind of comic relief. I'm going to go with The Naked Gun.
Oh, the first one.
Drebin.
Are you talking the TV show Police Squad? Are you talking Police Squad TV show or the movie The Naked Gun?
the movie The Naked Gun, from the files of the police squad.
Yes.
With, Frank Drebin.
Love it. I love it in the movie when the mind controlled killer is Mr. October himself.
Yeah.
Reggie Jackson. All right, Two Tones.
Reggie Jackson. Got to get him in there. And when you said the killer himself, I thought you were going to refer to OJ.
Yes, OJ is in the movie. All three movies, actually.
Yeah. So, okay.
My glass even says, "Drink more beer because OJ will kill you."
That's what its glass literally says.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Two Tones, what's your number 3?
Am I supposed to go to number 2, or you guys going to go around?
We're all going to go big round table.
Okay. My number 3 is I'm not the same as Brett, but I'm adding the comedy factor. The Other Guys.
Nice. Nice. I love that movie.
We can't have the same. We can't have the same.
You can have the same. It's not fantasy.
All right, that's my third.
Homeowner loves that too.
I love Samuel L. Jackson, Dwayne the Rock Johnson little cameo.
Aim for the bush. Aim for the bush.
And I think just Will Ferrell and Marky Mark really have a good dynamic. So
yeah, it was a really good movie. I didn't like it really when I first saw it, and then it's one of those that just grows on you.
It grows on you. I agree. My number 3 is comedy, but it's also drama. I'm taking Beverly Hills Cop 2. I prefer that more than 1 and 3. I think it's the more well-made one. The plot and the ABC murders and thefts are a better mechanic there. And then he's more established with the characters in LA. So I feel like you can get past that, like, oh, he's like going against the grain, but he's still going against the grain. But at least it's, he's got more allies when he's going in there. I feel like it's better. But I do want to give a shout out. We do honorable mentions here. And I'm going to throw mine in right now. There's a Netflix series. It's completely comedy, and it's called Murderville. Welcome to Murderville. It's got Will Arnett on there as the host of the show, and they're solving a mystery, and they bring in an actor or an actress, and they don't get a script, but everyone else in the show has the script, and they have to solve the murder. It is hilarious if you haven't seen it. The best guest is a football player, the guy who wasn't given the ball on the 1-yard line in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. So Marshawn Lynch is the best thing. And then they do a Christmas episode a couple years ago. That one is hilarious.
That one was so fucking funny. It had Conan O'Brien in it.
Yep. No, not in the Christmas episode. But
yeah, it did.
No. Conan was on the show, but not the Christmas episode.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah, he's Googling it. He's going to be wrong. But it's great. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on Netflix. Welcome to Murderville. It's great. All right. We're back round to you, Brent. What's your number 2?
Number 2, Training Day with Denzel Washington.
Ooh, didn't make my list, but I forgot completely about it. That's a great movie.
That is a great movie. It did not make I thought of it, but it did not make my list.
Google quotes from Training Day, and there's a million of them.
King Kong has nothing on me.
That's the most. Yeah, there's so many great lines in that film, and Denzel knocked it out of the park, and Antoine Fuqua, the director's awesome. So
and then Ethan Hawke was really good in there too.
Yeah, I think he won Best Supporting Actor for that, didn't he?
Maybe. I fact check guy. What do you got? Call back. Two Tones, what's your number 2?
My honorable mention is because I didn't think of it as being a cop movie, but it's a Reservoir Dogs, but there is a police aspect to one of the guys being an officer. Undercover,
yeah. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to Bruce Stretch.
But my number 2 is Bad Boys.
Ooh,
Will Smith, Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
Yeah.
The first one? You going with number 1?
The number 1, the class. That's my go-to. So
yeah.
Oh, my number 2?
Yes.
All right, my number 2 has got to be Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, TV show or the movie?
The movie, definitely the movie. And then
Oh, I was thinking TV show.
nah, man, the movie just gets me.
He's too
Freaking
young. He's too young for the TV show.
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson just team up, and they're just so fucking good. And then plus, it just gets me into those buddy cop movies. And another honorable mention has got to be Rush Hour.
Okay, I like it. I thought about putting it on my list. It's a good one. Are you going Rush Hour 1?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
It's it's the OG.
You gotta stick the original.
All right. My number 2. I am not trying to play to you, Brent. This is my honest thing. I love, and my family loves, The Rookie. I think it is quality right through there. It's my number 2. You can't go wrong on this show, guys. I mean, I went to it because I was already a big Nathan Fillion fan. I used to watch Castle, and then he moved on to this show, and I really liked it. But I enjoyed the show more because of the other characters alongside of Nathan Fillion. People like Schmitty, people like, we make fun of it. My wife and I used to watch other shows, and Tim and Jenna Dewan, Mr. Eric Winters, and then Jenna Dewan were on another show together. They were witches. And so we're waiting for them to do witchy things. It's just fun that actors have been together on certain shows and stuff like that. And it just makes it fun. It just is enough lighthearted comedy, obviously, but there's still enough seriousness that's in there. I mean, season 1, spoilers, folks, they killed the captain. So so they're not shying away from it. It's a comedy, but it's also it's they're not shying away from the drama and making you go shit. Okay, so
It's like Game of Thrones with cops.
yeah. So The Rookie, my number 2. All right, Brent, what's your number 1?
Okay. Can I give you my alternate first?
Yeah, you can give me your honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention, and this is back in the day before the computers, all that, when Miami Vice was first out on Friday nights. Everybody get home Friday nights to watch Crockett and Tubbs, Don Johnson, Miami Vice, Michael Mann. It was must-see TV back in the 80s. You see for style and coolness and all that kind of stuff.
Unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember and watching those shows at the same time. So, yes, I agree. It was fantastic.
Yeah. But the number 1 show, and it blows all others away, of course, is The Rookie.
All right.
I must say that. And I'll tell you why. Because it's my 7th year on that show. And every actor on there, I just love. It's there's no egos. Everybody just loves working together. The storylines that we get, the writers are great. All the directors have been awesome. Nathan Fillion, like you just said, he's the main guy. He is the rookie. And it all starts with him. He's such a nice guy. He has no ego, and it just sort of trickles down from there. But literally, every day on the set, everybody's just terrific to work with. And that doesn't always happen, in movies and television. But this one, I'm blessed to be on that show, so I'm going to give that a number 1.
Nice. Two Tones, what's your number 1?
It's a sad one. It's End of Watch.
Ooh, yeah.
I love me some Michael Pena. I feel like the wrong cop died in that movie. But I get it.
David Ayers is directing.
But yeah, Michael Pena, Jake Gyllenhaal, End of Watch. Such a great. I've only seen it twice, but it's still I don't think I want to watch it because I know how it ends. It's such a great movie, but it's so sad. It's rough. That's probably my number 1.
All right, Honer, what you got?
So I don't know if this counts, but I assume it does. I've been watching it recently again, and they have a new episode or a new show, prequel show.
Reno 911.
Dexter.
No, that's a police. Yeah, I give that to you.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite shows, and we've been rewatching it. So yeah, about cops, I guess. It's got to be my number 1. He's a blood splatter analyst, and he kills people.
He only kills bad guys.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
Accidents happen. But I love that. I love that show so much. It's down my alley. A little bit of horror.
Did you watch New Blood yet?
Yeah, we're watching that too. Oh no,
And-
I finished that, and then
and now they're going doing
Original Sin,
Original
the prequel.
Sin, the
We
prequel.
just caught up on that, and then
They're developing because he didn't die.
Yeah.
Spoilers,
Yeah.
didn't die in New Blood.
Resurrection. It comes out in
Resurrection.
January.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're all caught up. We're ready.
Rock. My number one, we talked about Michael Mann. Guess what? I'm doing a Michael Mann movie. It's called Heat. It is probably the best half and half. It's half cops. You see all the cop side of LA, and then you see the villains. But are they? It blurs the lines here. Like, you start loving these guys, these thieves. It's about a crew of thieves versus a crew of cops trying to track them down. Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer. Melissa McCartney. No, that's a different movie. That's the Heat. That's the Heat.
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock is not in there either, but it's called Heat. There's always been there's even an urban legend that that Robert De Niro and Al Pacino hated each other so much, but they were in this movie together and they had scenes where they were talking to each other at like a diner table. And the urban legend is that they didn't film it. Like, they filmed it from one side to one side, that they were never talking to each other in real life. And that's an urban legend, but it's just funny that this movie is so in the zeitgeist, but that it spawned its own urban legend and conspiracy theories and stuff like that. If you haven't seen it, you need to go out there and watch it. It is film at its best.
Yeah.
I think we have time. We can move on. On this one, we're going to do our top college movies or TV shows about college. We'll give all three in a row. No honorable mentions. Brent, what do we got here for you?
Number 3, you guys are going to like this. It's college. It's Rudy.
Oh, all right. Notre Dame.
Notre
Loving
Dame. My two favorite sports movies both take place in Indiana. Both have the same writer and director, Hoosiers and Rudy.
Hoosiers, all right.
Rudy's Notre Dame, and the little guy beats all the odds, and he gets in the game at the end, makes a tackle, and you root for him, and it's just a feel-good, great college movie.
All right, number 2.
For me?
Yep. Let's just do all three for you.
The Social Network.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
So
Yeah.
at Harvard.
Back to Harvard.
Back at Harvard when Facebook first came around, but very interesting. I love that movie. I've seen that like 4 or 5 times. And then my favorite movie, college movie of all time, nothing that comes close to this, is Animal House.
I could have guessed it. Animal House is a classic. A classic.
Oh my God! I've seen that in the movie theater probably 20 times. I know every line in that movie, as most people do. It's unbelievable.
It is awesome. Two Tones, your 3.
My number 3 is The Waterboy.
Oh, nice.
My mama said. Love The Waterboy.
My mom said. Well, mama is wrong.
No, Colonel Sanders. My number 2 is Old School, because we're going streaking through the quad.
Nice. That was if we were doing honorable mentions, that was my honorable mention.
Yeah.
And then my number 1 is Feel Good. It stars Jason Long, Jonah Hill, Blake Lively. Accepted. I love Accepted. It has just a great soundtrack. It's just the underdog doing, just being the entrepreneur that he is, and just winging it. And yeah, ask me about my week.
Okay.
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to see that just to see another Blake Lively movie. She's in the news.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for good reason, I guess, huh? No.
Yeah, who knows what that deal is? But yeah.
All right,
Hey, is Old School the one where he's streaking nude next to the car and his wife's in there?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, his wife picks him up, and
we're
the friend's like, "Oh, little cold out there." Yeah. Yeah, that's
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, who is it? It's not Luke. It's the other one.
It's Luke Wilson. Yeah, Luke Wilson, Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn, Will Ferrell. Yeah.
Ellen
Yeah,
Pompeo.
it's-
All right, Honer.
You're my boy, Blue.
Yeah, you're my boy, Blue.
All right, so I had to look up some of these to make sure that they were like college and stuff, and so we'll see if I'm correct. So we got not another teen movie.
Okay.
I think
That's high school, but I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. That's close enough. That's close
They're
enough.
all kind of like college people playing high school.
Yeah, they definitely are.
yeah.
We got
We're all 30 years old, but yeah.
and we got Neighbors.
Yep, that is definitely a
That
college
one,
movie.
that one's so
That's
good.
good.
It's got Zac Efron versus Seth Rogen, and I might like the second one better.
yeah,
Just
that was good.
Second one is better.
I think I like the second one better, but anyway, Neighbors still a good college movie. And then my last one. These are like
22 Jump Street.
These are these are like not even in order. These are just throwing them out there because I was not prepared to be on here. So this is American Pie 2. We'll say that
Yep, that college.
Yep.
Okay.
because they're all raunchy and sexy 90s
Ooh,
movies,
yeah.
2000 movies.
My number 3 is PCU of Jeremy Piven and very young John Favreau. It's David Spade's in it. It's just a really good movie. They used to play it on Comedy Central nonstop all the time on Master Cheese Theater. It's just a really good comedy. You got George Clinton, the Parliament Funkadelic on there, and it's all around good one. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's a little bit dated now. Some of the jokes are probably not as good as they were back in the day, just because it's timing. But overall, it's a very good movie. Number 2, I'm gonna go serious on this one. I got Joe Pesci and Brendan Fraser in With Honors. Guess what? Is that Harvard? I believe it is. It's a Harvard movie.
We get a Harvard segment.
And so Joe Pesci plays a homeless man who Brendan Fraser drops his thesis paper everywhere, and the homeless man collects it and wants it for heat, and he creates a deal so he can, get food and drink, and so he gives him a page each day back of his thesis paper. And in the end, the homeless man is smarter than what the snooty Harvard professors believe. And then the number 1, throwback to the 80s, Robert Downey Jr. is in this movie, and he's like 5th billing. You know who's number 1? Rodney Dangerfield. It's called Back to School, where a dad goes back to school with his son, performs the triple Lindy diving. Olga Boingo is doing the soundtrack, and they host a party. It is a horror. I mean, back then it was a great college movie, and if you try to watching it now, there's going to be parts that you're like, ugh. But overall, it's still hilarious that Robert Dangerfield, who's like in his 50s, goes back to college just to finish things out, just to be with his son. It is
Freaking love that guy.
it's a great movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's a must see. The triple Lindy on the high dive.
I just had an honorable mention I just thought of.
Okay.
So this is a quick one. Orange County. Tones, you remember that one?
Yeah,
I was just thought of that too.
Yes.
I just thought of that too.
he's trying to get into college there, though.
Yeah,
so.
but because or else he
It's
was
about college.
Yeah, he had to get his transcript back in, and because the lady sent in the wrong one, he's like, "How do you send in the wrong transcript?" And she goes, "Get the fuck out of my office." It's like,
Jack Black's in that too,
yeah,
right?
Jack
the
Black's
older
his
brother.
Yeah, his rundown brother.
Colin
and he-
Hanks.
Colin Hanks and Jack Black. It's just a great
Yeah,
movie.
I just thought I was thinking of that too when Bruce mentioned his second one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I can go back to that one and just watch it too.
Now, speaking of good things, it's time to rank this beer, and I'm going to go off first. The Family Business beer, Spacious Skies. I've been on record saying that a lager or a pilsner is going to be very hard to get more than a 4 because it's the most plain style of beer. But I think this one knocks it out of the park. Yeah. We've had 3 different beers from the Family Beer, and none of them have been lower than a 4. This one's square 4.5. It is the perfect amount of everything I want out of this. Lawnmower. It's easily crushable. I wish I had a 6-pack of these. I wish I would have bought more of these. I would be drinking these all night and not be mad about it.
Where'd you get it from?
Tavor, which if you put Drunk with Buds in Tavor, your second order, you get $10 off. That's right. Promo code Drunk with Buds. How about you, Hunter?
Yeah, dude, I would. So I know I might be a little biased because I haven't had a beer in a while, but this is fucking great. Like you said, I could take a 6-pack right now, and I could probably just drink it all. I wouldn't get tired of it. So with that going, I'm gonna say a 5 for American Pilsner.
5.0.
This is really good for being a craft Pilsner too. I don't usually like those. So this actually tastes like a higher end, like domestic, but still tastes fucking good.
Yeah, there's no wateriness. Like Tones mentioned earlier, it is not watered down. Like it is a beer and all the way through a beer. Two Tones, we're just speaking of you. What do you got?
First of all, Bruce, put your number 3 movie in there with the Jeremy Piven because I didn't hear you, and I do like him as an actor, so I do want to watch that.
It's called
Hunter,
PCU. PCU, like political. It's short for politically correct university.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up when the show's over.
PC principal.
Hunter, congratulations to you and Morgan.
Thank you, baby.
You have great parents, and Harrison has the best parents ever. My rating, I'm with Hunter also. This is a 5. Like
5.0.
It's like I said, it's tough for a craft Pilsner to be up there because a lot of them to me taste kind of stale and kind of watered down.
Yeah.
Trying to do too much, but I think this is not watered down. This has great flavors. Whatever they're doing, that family business is working. Yeah, this
it's
is
got
fantastic.
a decent body too to keep it from being watery. You know?
Hey,
it's like, dang, what the fuck?
Protects you from demons too, right?
Dang.
All right, Brent, what do you got for us? What's your score? Tell us your final thoughts on this beer.
I'm going to go with a 5 as well. I really like it a lot. It was really good. Not watery. You know, I was drinking like Michelob Ultras and stuff. I like this so much better.
I finished mine real fucking quick. It went down really easy.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was done before. I was done before Brent started his top 3.
It's the kind of beer you can go mow the lawn and drink this and then go mow some more and come back and drink another one. Yeah.
And then you take a shower and then you just sit on the couch and you drink this and then
There you go. Go to the softball game.
You can drink this before you solve some crimes.
you drink it before you go to work. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go into our next break, but before we're going to talk to our next sponsor, Niles Brewing Company. Let's hear them.
Do you want to find a hidden gem in the Midwest craft beer scene? If so, your search is over. The Niles Brewing Company is a nano brewery that produces some of the finest craft beer in the Midwest, with several award-winning brews and more to come, thanks to the expertise of master brewer Brandon Townsley. Be sure to check Facebook and Instagram for updates on upcoming events. On Sundays, you can enjoy a delectable brunch collaborated with Jim's Smokin' Cafe from noon to 2 p.m., accompanied by mimosa and Bloody Mary flight specials all day long. The brewery is located in Niles, Michigan, which features a social district downtown where patrons can enjoy their drinks outside on the sidewalk of Niles. For those seeking exceptional food, outstanding beers, and events that offer great company and entertainment, Niles Brewing Company is located at 206 East Main Street, Niles, Michigan, 49120. It is the ideal destination.
Welcome back. We're here with Brent Huff from ABC's The Rookie and documentary that you can find sometime next year, Creating Giants, not Chasing Giants, Creating Giants. So we're going to move into the third beer, which is going to be mine. We got the Mosaic Archives from Elder Pine Brewing. It is an IPA American, 6% ABVs with no listed IBUs. 463 people have checked it in for an average score of 3.99, which is very high for an average score. Elder Pine Brewing Company is from Gatlinburg, Maryland. It's 100% Mosaic West Coast IPA. It should be pale, dry, mildly bitter with notes of dark pine and berry candy. It should taste piney, clean, crisp, citrusy, and dank. Perhaps we should do a no-show, whatever it's called. I can't even remember the part.
Faux show, no show.
Faux show, no show.
Faux show, no.
So take your first sips, and then I'll list out something it's supposed to taste like, and you tell me if it's there. Well, first off, the smell is very citrusy.
That's good.
That is very good. A little bit of tickle at the end.
That pine tickle.
Mm-hmm. The mouthfeel is creamy with a little bit of a bite from the mosaic, but it's just like a little nip, like a cat nip, like it's just giving you a little bit like I'm here.
Well, I've never tried cat, but I'll take your word.
I meant like when a cat like gives you that little bite. It's called a cat nip. It gives you a little bite without actually pressing down. It's just letting you know I got you.
I just figured because you had 8 cats, you tried it.
No.
Oh, you want another cat? I've got one. I'll give it to you.
Ooh, is it named Schmitty?
His name is Steve, and he's the meanest cat ever. He's huge, and my wife is still in Houston. I just got back yesterday, and it's just he and I in the house, and we've had several disagreements so far.
So you guys are having a face-off?
Yeah, kind of. Most of like you'd run toward a cat, he'd run away. No, this one runs toward me. He runs towards trouble, and he's huge.
So he's a superhero.
And I'll be watching TV. I'll be watching a football game, and all of a sudden he'll come up from behind me and bite my neck as hard as he can with blood, and then run off. And so I want to shoot this cat, and my wife goes, "He's misunderstood. He just," I'm like, "Oh man!" And we've had him for 15 years.
It seems like she just needs to take him whenever she goes somewhere. She just needs to bring him along with her.
Yeah. And maybe I need to take him out to the desert here.
Oh, no, don't do that. The problem is, if you give him to me, he's going to act like an entirely different cat. I seem to have some kind of calming vibe of cats. Even the the meanest cat seems to love me. And it usually pisses off the owners. They're like, They get a little bit of like pride when they're like, "Oh, be careful when you come into our house. The cat really hates people." And I come in there and it's just purring and sitting on my lap and taking cuddles, and they're like jealous of the fact that they never got that from their own cat.
Well,
you've got
that.
Offense.
I'm gonna say no offense to redheads, but you are a redhead, so maybe it recognizes you don't have a soul, so it can't take it from you. I don't know. You guys just have that in common. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man.
Anyways.
Let's roll back to this beer. What are you guys thinking about this beer so far?
I think the whiskey.
I like it. It's very tasty. It kind of makes me want to put an orange slice in it, like a blue moon.
Maybe.
Like, I don't.
Just to accentuate that. I get a little bit of like an orangey, lemony kind of feel when I'm drinking it. There's definitely some citrus vibes to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting too. A lot of that.
And we can't not talk about it, but this can art, Elder Pine knocks it out of the park all the time. I'm loving this metallic, black and white, and then their logo just bam right there in blue.
Yeah, right. And it's a cool thing for sure.
It's been a while since I had a mosaic, but I feel like their metallic is always kind of subtle in their logo too. Like it's like a bookcase, and then you got the EP right on the front. I feel like they're kind of subtle with their metallic.
So you're looking at that like it's a library of books, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Okay, so I wonder why they came up with that design.
I don't know. The last one we had from them had a ship on the ocean with the same kind of artwork, and it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think just because maybe the name is Archives, so maybe they're thinking,
go
to the library, kind of like a library, and that's what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's move into our last segment of the day. We're going to go into Fesshole.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
Fesshole, Brian. No, it's not with Brian. Welcome to Fesshole, where we look at people's confessions that they put on Instagram or Twitter to the @Fesshole account. They're just exclaiming what essentially they're just confessing to things, and we're going to make fun of them or just like agree with them sometimes. let's get the first one. All right. Our previous bald boss had come back from a period of extended leave with a thick, full head of hair. We've been put under strict orders that we can't comment on it. But I mean, come on. We're all endearly calling him Lord Voldemort beforehand, so we're not really sure what we're supposed to call him now. What do you guys think? Has it ever happened to you when someone came back with no hair and all of a sudden it's ready to go?
I've never experienced it.
Yeah, I haven't seen the hair. Face work where it's like all of a sudden, like, where these lips came from, and where it's they look totally different, but not so much hair. I know a lot of people now are going to Turkey, the country Turkey, to get cheaper, I guess, hair plugs.
Yeah.
And face work too. So I just wouldn't mention anything.
Yeah, I've never experienced seeing anybody quite changed like that. But if you can reply to them, they should call him Harry Styles.
Ooh.
There you go.
That's a good one, buddy.
That's a new nickname.
There you go.
Bald,
You can reply
Harry
to
Styles
their boss is now Harry Styles. So
yeah.
Let's move on to the next one. This guy said he had the misfortune of spending a few days in jail, and he would not recommend it. However, the clothing they gave you is the most comfortable pair of pants, he exclaims, that he's ever worn. And he wants to find a supplier. Would you guys find a supplier of somebody, even though it's prison wear, if it felt so comfortable?
Yeah, I used to wear those green, like scrub stuff that doctors wear, just as pajamas around the house. So pretty comfortable. It looks like the orange prison gear would be sort of the same thing. And it gives you something to talk about when people come over.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if it was that comfortable, then I might look to see if there was a tag that I can remember who it was from.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a quick Halloween costume, right? You could be Dr. Richard Kimball and just claim that the one-armed man did it.
And it pairs nicely with the ankle bracelet.
Mm-hmm. Just put
that would be good.
Put some little jewels on it. Yeah. Well, yeah,
you'd be popping.
If it's comfortable, you can just wear them around the house as pajamas, and why not? Just like that person had to go through that to figure out what they actually wanted to wear for a living.
Ooh.
Street cred. Yeah.
Well, this next guy was more than comfortable because he was living at home with his mom, and accidentally his mom walked in on him having a pit of personal time, if you know what I mean. He panicked with his laptop open and quickly clicked on his fantasy league, and whereas his avatar for the fantasy league was Bill Belichick. So she walked in with me seeing his penis in his hand with a massive picture of Bill Belichick. So what do you think happened there?
Well, was Bill Belichick with his new 23-year-old girlfriend?
Yeah. Did you hear what he said the other day when he took that North Carolina job? He said, I think I know how the college minds think about. I mean, I'm dating one.
Did he really?
He did say that.
I only think he took a job just to get her free tuition. Just saying.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's like, and then his son is the offensive coordinator, and then is he older than his girlfriend?
Probably.
He might
probably
be,
right.
To be honest.
Oh man, yeah.
Well, this one's at a.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught doing that, looking at Bill Belichick. That would. No.
You might as well just left it on the porn that you were looking, right, instead of switching it over.
Right. Just be honest. Just be honest with your parents. Like, listen, Mom, I was just watching porn. Sorry.
Well, this next one comes from a kid, not a kid anymore, but he has kids. It's a dad, Honer. You might get this in a little bit, but my teenage son, who barely talks to me these days, just sat on the sofa with me when I was listening to the entire album on LP of Nevermind by Nirvana. He listened to the entirety of it, and he declared it as pretty good. and he would tell his friends about it. Now I'm in the bedroom crying because I'm so happy.
Well, I guess he realized he's got a cool dad now.
Yeah.
He thought his dad might be listening to Wayne Newton or something.
Yeah.
I've actually felt this experience a few times. It seems that my daughter, who's 17 years old, she's a senior in high school, she listens to a lot of the same music as me. And when I told her I started singing songs that she played on her playlist when we get into the car, she's like, Dad, can I put my playlist on? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And she starts playing it, and I'm start singing along. She's like, you know this? I'm like, yeah, I live this shit, dude. she's in love with 90s and 80s and a little bit of the aughts, rock and roll. The only thing I disagree with her from that time period, she's a huge juggalo. I don't know why she likes the insane clown posse, but she does. I'm not one of those.
There's nothing.
Who do you like that's current?
What's that, Brent?
Who do you like that's current out there?
Current music. Wow. Oh, that's a hard one.
I got a little credit. I was just back at Christmas with all the family. My wife's family's from Texas. We're back there, and I told them that I listened to 2 Chainz and ASAP Rocky and Chapel Roan, and I got a lot of cred from that.
Okay, I do like some Chapel Roan. Two Tones, you put me on to Dermot Kennedy. I like Dermot.
Dermot Kennedy is great.
So there is some current music that I like, but it's usually my younger friends who put me onto it. It's not that I'm not, I just don't go turning on the radio or Spotify or anything like that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just listening to sports talk on the radio, so I don't listen to new music. Every time I'm in the car, it's sports talk.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to listening to it. It's just not my go-to to go look for.
Right. So I have a big family, and all my nephews now are like 13. So I feel like we kind of have the same taste. They do call me an old head sometimes because they all like hip hop, but I like the old school kind of hip hop. Not I guess be like early 2000s, late 90s hip hop. So they called me an old head for that. But like then I listened to like Zach Bryan and Noah Khan and Matt Mason, some more vocal, some more just folky, some more poppy, but still have like meaning. I'm a sucker for a song with meaning. So if I can understand what they're saying, and it doesn't matter the type of genre it is, but if I can understand what they're saying and there is meaning behind it, I'm a sucker for that. So I still feel old, or not old. I still like connected with my nephews because I'm 37 and like I said, they're all 13. But when we have the same type of variety in music, I was like, okay, well, you're being raised right, and I'm not quite old, or not that old yet. I'm still cool.
Rolling this back to documentaries a little bit. Go ahead, Brent.
I was just saying, the only reason Chapel Roan, she's from my hometown in Missouri. And so people were telling me about her like 3 years ago when she was playing for, in front of very few people in a park. And then all of a sudden, so I'm just impressed that she, took off the way she did, like basically overnight. In 3 years, she went from nobody knew her to like huge.
Yeah,
her songs.
My musicality has happened more because of my daughter, like playing her stuff and getting into it and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just amazing, like music just keeps evolving, and if it's good music, it doesn't matter what generation it comes from. It just flows through. So even the newer kids are getting into music like older stuff because if it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter when it comes from.
Yeah. Like to your point, Bruce, it's not just the older people looking for the newer music. It's the newer, like the younger kids finding, hey, like this song is good, like Nirvana is good, and they're finding that also in the background too. So
yeah.
My daughter was
at
listening.
the gym. I'll see some young people wearing like these old school bands. It was just kind of cool to see the Ramones and all that. All
right, I got one more for us here. This guy confesses that in his teens he learned sign language only because he wanted to get in the pants of a super hot girl who was deaf, who lived near him. 20 years later, he secured a new client because their CFO was deaf, and no other company even cared enough to employ anyone in their company that was able to learn sign language, and he was. So now he says, thanks, Charlotte. I appreciate that I was trying to get into your pants. You just made me get a raise. Is there any crazy thing you've ever done to get into, quote unquote, a girl's pants?
Well, you kind of turn into Zellick. You try to become what they, it's like, I knew this guy, and every girl he dated, he turned into them. So he had one girl that was very religious, and so he started to go to church every Sunday. And then one was very preppy, and then all of a sudden he's wearing all Ralph Lauren clothes. He turns into whoever he's dating. So I guess so I have something to talk about. I don't know.
I guess.
But yeah, the doing sign language. So that's a stretch.
I mean, that's also like life. Like that's a life skill too, though. So like, props to him for learning a life skill. And it sounds like I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother. So it sounds like something Barney would do. He would go through this elaborate plan to nail a girl. So I feel like that is something like that. But no, I think all guys have been like that. You kind of conform a little bit to the girl you like, but then you also, as a man, you kind of grow from that because it does give you some life experience and you venture out of your comfort zone. So it's not always a bad thing to mimic the girl you're going after, but sometimes it's always not meant to be. So I don't think I would be who I am today if it wasn't for the girls I've dated in my past. So
all right, guys.
Go
ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, I probably wouldn't be the same guy if I hadn't dated some of the girls in my past as well. I think I would have been a better man. But my current wife, that's not my wife. My wife, she's been a great influence on me. But I've had other relationships where it's not so much. Yeah. We all have, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have, yes. So speaking of our relationships, let's circle back to the relationship we think about this beer. I mentioned before that we might do a faux show, no show. So I need you guys to say faux show if the style guide is correct. If you taste or feel that descriptor, and say no show if if it's missing. So let's roll back. Let's think about this Mosaic Archives and tell me, do you think it's piney? I say lightly faux show.
Faux show.
Is it clean tasting? Faux show.
Faux show.
Faux show.
How about crisp? Is it crisp to you? I'll give it a little faux show.
No.
You say
I'm going to go no show.
2 no shows. I say a little bit. I say a little bit faux show. That's okay. Is it citrusy? Faux show to me.
Faux show.
Now here's my first no show. It says, "Is it dank?" I do not get any dankiness here. No show on dank.
Faux show.
No show.
Faux show on the dank.
All right.
It's like as it settles in your throat, that's where I get the dankness.
Okay. This is why we like having multiple people with multiple flavor profiles.
Yes.
It helps our audience, pigeonhole what they think they align with. So speaking of that, let's give our final thoughts. What did you think of Elder Pine's Mosaic Archives? What you thought it tasted like, and then give it its final rating. Brent, why don't you lead us off? What do you think of this?
I like the citrusy taste. I would give it a 4.5.
Nice, very nice. Tones?
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's got great flavor. I'm not a huge fan of West Coast style, so it's not. I always feel like the West Coast style to me is kind of grassy and maybe a little more piney than I would like. But I feel like this is not that, so it's very drinkable, and yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This is a 4.
I'm right there with you both. I'm going to split the difference. I think it's a 4.25. I think it's very drinkable. It's got enough of a pine tickle that makes me feel good about what I'm drinking. It doesn't lean hard into the hops, which the more it does, the more I dislike an IPA. I am not the IPA guy here on the show, and this is a very drinkable IPA for me. So therefore, it's going to get a higher score. I think it's very great. I think if you're not an IPA drinker and you're like, why do people like IPAs? I think this is a very good entrance into that. I think it gives you enough of that pine and or aromatic that, you know, those the hops give you without being over dominant to get you into the mood of like maybe liking IPAs in the future, especially since this is not a double. It feels almost like a double where you get more of the creaminess and less of the hops, but it's just a straight. And it's West Coast even as much as that. I don't get the dankiness. I'm glad that you get it, Two Tones. So that means it must be there. I'm just not getting it. Your taste palette, but it's firmly into the great for that style for me. Very drinkable. I
like
recommend it. And I gotta give props as always. Can art on par. Elder Pine every time we have on there. I love in their can art. It's great without being like overly complicated. There's something to be said about less is more. So like the metallic, artwork and just black and white going on there. It works for me. I don't know why, but I give points for that. So that's why I went from a 4 to a 4.25.
Yeah, the artwork is awesome. Yeah, it's really good.
It kind of gives like Harry Potter type vibes.
I get that. I just want to give a quick shout out to the UPS store on State Road 23 in Ironwood for printing, copying, and shipping, and notary and Amazon drop-offs. They're good friends of us on the pod, and they help us out with free shipping. So you know what? We should help them out. Why don't you go to the UPS store on State Road 23 in Ironwood and South Bend and get those things done? We appreciate that. We want to give some more shout-outs. Two Tones, do you know who to shout out for our premium sponsors? These people give us $5 a month just to support the show.
Yes. I don't know our link, so you can do our link or whatever after that. But yeah, our premium subscribers, like Bruce says, we have friends, and at least once a month, you can buy them a beer. $5, buy them a beer. Actually, that's probably not even what a beer is worth. So you're buying them half a beer. But let's shout out to Sylvia. Let's shout out to Vic. Let's shout out to Matt, and let's shout out to Skyler. You are our 4 subscribers. You get at the end of the year, if you subscribe for a whole year, you get a free shirt that we don't sell. It's just strictly made for you. We appreciate you. We appreciate you buying your friends a beer a month. So thank you, and Bruce has the details as to how to subscribe.
Yes, all you got to do is go to show notes. There's going to be a spot that says click here to support the show. You click on there, and you can just give us $5 a month. You can give us more than $5 if you want, but the minimum is $5. It's like buying one beer, like Tone said, a month, and you just help us out because those dollars don't go to our pockets. They go straight to buying beers for the show or alcohol, whatever we're having on the thing. We use it strictly for that reason. Get that, awesome T-shirt and all that stuff. You want to. And then, speaking of shout-outs, what should I shout out now, Two Tones?
Your 15 cities?
That is correct. The top 15 cities who have downloaded our last episode. Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, Knox, Indiana, Bayonne, New Jersey, Southampton, England, Franklin-on-Main, Sturmey, Tisbithley, unknown country, Rocky River, Ohio, Dublin, Ireland, Mishawaka, Indiana, Matthews, North Carolina, Lafayette, Colorado, Buffalo, New York, Elkhart, Indiana, Bathurst, New Brunswick, England, Ardene Loft, Australia, Wilmington, North Carolina, Denver, Colorado, Grandview, Indiana, Seattle, Washington, Cleveland, Ohio, Latham, New York, Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Kissimmee, Florida, Kalamazoo, Michigan, Syracuse, New Jersey, Orlando, Florida, Middleton, Ohio, Schaerbeek, Brussels, New Amsterdam or whatever that is. Westlake, Ohio, Bay Village, Ohio, Adelaide, South Australia, East Lancashire, Michigan, Watford, Hertfordshire, England, Columbus, Ohio, Dallas, Texas, Las Vegas, Nevada, Fort Worth, Texas, Miami, Florida, Santa Maria, California, Naperville, Illinois, Sparks, Nevada, and finally, Irvine, California. So, guys, it is time. It's the end of the day. We've had 3 beverages today. 4 if you count the whiskey neat / by itself and in the mix. Brent, I want you to tell me, it's the end of the night. The bartender's saying last call. What are you picking? What are you picking? You're going to have one of the things we've had tonight as your last call drink. What are you picking?
Spacious Skies by the Family Business Beer Company.
That's a very good pick. Two Tones, what do you got? What's your last call?
As much as I loved Spacious Skies, I am an IPA whore, so I would do another one of these Mosaic Archives. The flavor was better. Yeah, not taking anything away. Obviously, I gave that last one a 5, but this is something I would want to do again.
I mean, it might not be your favorite, but it's what you want to end the night on. It's a totally different thing.
I would definitely. I love everything about this one. It's just obviously I always compare my Pilsners and my IPAs differently. So yeah, that was probably the best craft Pilsner I've had. But I do love this one. I would like to have another one of these.
Now, I'm a big favorite of Go Big or Go Home. I feel like that if it's last call, it's time to really drink. So I liked everything across the board today. I think everything was great. But if I'm going to last call it, I'm going to, with the choices I have in front of me, one's a lighter, one's an IPA, all over good. But I'm going to take a mixed drink. And from what Brent was telling me, I feel like I'm going to want to try it with some Coke and some extra simple, some simple syrup in there. I'm going to take the Breckenridge bourbon whiskey and go big and take that 105 proof whiskey as my last drink. All right, it's time to.
You can't go back to that.
You can't go wrong.
If you're gonna do liquor, you go big. So yeah.
So Brent and my friend Two Tones, it's the end of the night. It's time. It's the end of the episode as well. What are we promoting? Give us your social media or TV shows or movies you want us to shout out.
I will go first because I'm sure I don't have as much as Brent does. So you can just find me on Twitter and on Instagram at the number 2 Tones 87. I'm going through some stuff right now, but I'll be more present on social media here in the future. So 2025 is going to be great.
All right, that sounds like a New Year's resolution from Two Tones to be more on social media. Let's see if he lasts more than 10 days. Brent, what do you got for us?
Of course, I'm going to promote The Rookie on ABC. So starts in January. Please watch the show. I think you'll enjoy it. Watch that. My handle's Brent Huff, number 11, at Brent Huff 11. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, TikTok, Snapchat. I just started. So, yeah, I'm that guy.
Yep.
So you can reach out to me there. And I want to end this by saying thank you guys, my Drunk with Buds guys, for not only always a lot of fun talking to you, but sending me this cool ass hoodie with Smitty on it. I'm going to send that out on social media. That is a great hoodie. I appreciate you guys doing it.
No problem. We love Smitty. We love you, of course. For those listening, what he's talking about is a hoodie where we cartoonize Smitty, where he's looking at some wanted posters on the corkboard at the station. There's the 4 of us, the Drunk with Budsians themselves, the Budarians. Honer's already busted because, he's the quickest one to get busted by Schmitty, of course. Schmitty caught him. But there's wanted posters for Two Tones, Blase, and Bruce the Beer Bandit. Of course, Bruce the Beer Bandit's going to be the hardest to catch because he's the bandit. But Schmitty's going to get them all. Look to Brent's social media so you can see what the hoodie looks like. It's a one-off where, as of right now, there has been talks, and we have clearance to sell these on our Teespring. That's right. We have merch on teespring.com, Drunk with Buds. We might put it up there. We haven't decided yet, but it is a fabulous design by Duff Designs. He's out of Colorado himself. Give him a shout-out if you love Daryl Huff. We do. You should, too. So thank you, Brent. My social media is just Beer Bandit Bruce. Bruce the Beer Bandit on everything but Twitter. I'm Beer Bandit Bruce. Follow the show across all social media. Don't forget, we're on Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, I've already said that. And guess what? We're now on YouTube. Of course, we're audio only, but all of our episodes are on YouTube for the most part. You can follow us there. Give us a good review. Any final thoughts on the episode or anything you want to leave us and our audience wanting? Two Tones. Brent, what do you got for us? Nothing? If not, say stay sexy.
I just want to say, Bruce, if you can get more spacious guys, I need at least 2. One of my guys follows me on Untapped, and he's like, "You gave this a 5? Do you have any more?" So if you see more
Tavor,
spacious
my
guys,
friends. Don't forget, I got this from Tavor. You can get this from Tavor. It's easy, and if you use Drunk with Buds as your promo code, your second order gets $10 off.
I just want to wish everybody a very happy and prosperous 2025. Mm-hmm. Everybody go and kill it in 2025.
I will definitely be killing it, Brent. I hope you're killing it too. And we'll be watching ABC's The Rookie just for you starting January 7th, Tuesday on ABC. Wednesday, if you're a Hulu, get it the next day kind of person, not live. You can, on the 8th, watch it. Enjoy Brent Huff's version of Schmitty. Quigley Smitty is his name. The best character on the show. If you don't think so, then you are wrong.
I appreciate you guys.